Hi, I'm Tim Allen. Now you may recognize me from some of my reports on QSPNLive.com. This is kind of a personal project today. As I've talked to several of my friends on Facebook, our land here in Montana, 3/4 of an acre, not a whole lot by most people's standards, but as you can see, it is extremely sloped in this one area. Our garden is up here, which is flat, and our house is down below me, which is flat. But this is a chore. Mowing it, well, is something of a Herculean effort. So I decided to try and do something a little different. I figured somebody else must have had this problem, and how did they solve it? So I combined several things that I really enjoy. I combined my yard with YouTube, with Alaska: The Last Frontier, and The Deadliest Catch. Now I'm even going to incorporate a little bit of Mike Rowe here, hopefully without any death or dismemberment. But what I'm going to show you here in just a few minutes is how I found out how I can mow this lawn without having to try and go parallel to the slope, or just trying to push this sucker up and down it, even though I got a four-wheel driver. It's a challenge, to be sure. And I'm sure right now you're going, what do all those things have in common? Well, I've learned a little bit from each one of them. And I'm going to show you that here today. So now we're set up. Now I'm going to go through some of the pieces of this beast here that we're going to show you. But let me flip you around real quick so you can see what I'm talking about. So here we are. Now, you'll see that I have secured rope to the back axles of the tire. This is so that I can use the mechanical advantage of the pulley. I have about 100 feet of rope over here, and you see this rope that trails off? Well, it attaches, so I can show you this, to me. So I'll be using myself as the anchor point for this project. Now, as you can see, the hill, very steep. So here's where some of the pieces came to this. I learned this from doing a quick Google search and finding that a guy on YouTube had already tried to solve this problem. As you can see, he does it pretty easy with an electrical mower. This is a little bit heavier. It's a gas mower. There's our cat Denali wondering what the heck is Dad doing. So that was part one. Part two is the pulley down here. Now as a kid, my dad and I did a lot of projects together, but we really never used pulleys. So I really didn't understand the mechanical advantage of pulleys until recently, and I've seen them used several times on Alaska: The Last Frontier and kind of gotten an idea of just how big a help they can be. Third was the mysterious reference to the deadliest catch. So as I'm holding this other piece of rope over here and I am lowering it down, I have to be really careful to make sure my foot doesn't get caught in that loop, or what they call in the deadliest catch as the bite. Yeah, so you can see that this could very easily end up in a very Darwin Award-winning-esque ending for me if I'm not really careful. At any rate, I'm going to set up the camera and we're going to see how we get her to go. So there you have it. My way of mowing this beast of a hillside. We've tried weed whacking it, we've tried mowing it. Somebody told me there's like a Roomba version of a lawnmower. I think unless it's military grade, and even that may not be able to handle it. It's a beast. The plan is eventually to terrace this whole thing so it's more manageable and usable. But if you're going to try this project, I'd suggest 100 feet of rope. Probably not the yellow stuff, nylon stuff I had. Probably something a little more cotton so it grips better. Yesterday I did have one of the axle ties come off, so I added zip ties to the back to stop them from slipping. You're going to need a pulley, pocket knife to cut the pieces of rope so you can make the loop on the back and then run it through the pulley. You're going to need a zip tie because this is what held the motor on while I was doing that. The rope yesterday was okay, but it kept coming loose. And a really, good set of work gloves. The guy in the video got a really bad blister. I don't have anything. Now, back in the day, I used to be in decent shape. I could leg press the entire stack almost as many times as I wanted. I could jump really well. And, I was about 130 plus pounds lighter. But at age 53, and at about 317 pounds, I'm still able to get that done. It's the pulley gives you a great mechanical advantage and allows you to do some work that you otherwise probably wouldn't be able to do in a very short time at all. Now, I would have done the rest of the hill, but we burned down a shed over there last fall, and we still haven't got it all the way cleaned up. So there's a lot of nails and loose debris. So yeah, that happened. Valley Fire District came out and controlled the burn for us, and we really thank the guys for that, especially Sean O'Connor, their chief. And so, with that, I'm taking a break on my vaunted stairs here that I built last year out of railroad ties. As I said then, I'll say it now. There's a very good reason Jacob built a ladder. And they only sang about a stairway to heaven. For QSPNLive.com, I'm Tim Allen.